Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. It's a preview for a massive game. Some fans will say it's do or die for West Ham's Champions League hopes this season. It's the West Ham versus Chelsea preview. The game takes place tomorrow night at 5:30. Massive game. And for the preview, I'm joined by James. James, how are you?
All good, mate. Venturing from one side of London to Essex, and yeah, it's all good. Sun is shining, the birds are tweeting, and West Ham are going to win tomorrow. I believe so. So yeah.
Oh, there we go. Right, season the chat. Dad, hope you're well. And Cahill's in. I hope you're well, Cahill. We have thoughts for the game in, and we will get straight on with it. Here we go. The Fever himself is here. He is here. Well, overall thoughts on the game. It is massive. This game, isn't it, James?
Yeah, it is, mate. I'm going to be honest. This one, I'm not as nervous about as I was last week. I knew what was going to happen at Newcastle because we just don't win there. Chelsea, on the other hand, at home, we always seem to turn up, especially at the London Stadium. We've played them in the cup games. We played them last year. We've beaten them a few times at the London Stadium. So this is, I'm not going to say it's a walk in the park, this one, but with everything what's happened this week and Chelsea playing Champions League next week, it's a perfect time to play them, mate. So for me personally, yeah, I fancy us, mate. If we can get one or two of them players back fit, then I think we're a good one.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that now. Injuries. It's a massive part of it, and it's hurt us over the last couple of weeks. So the news that we are receiving today is that Cresswell is probably not going to make it. He's having a late test tomorrow and to see whether he's all right. We've not heard anything about Masuaku, and they cleared up that Lingard is okay. It was just cramp against Newcastle, which is good to hear, especially on Lingard, James.
Yeah, it is, mate. It is. But Joe, what about the Cresswell thing? Don't believe everything you hear. That's what I'm going to say. Because the reason why I say that is people are saying about Ben Rama's coming in. This is what I've been hearing over the last 24 hours. Like Ben Rama's going to start, right? Now, if Cresswell is fit, I can see them going back to a 4-2-3-1 system. And I can. Because they've got no other centre-half, and I don't think they trust Balbuena. So I can just see them going Cresswell, Diop, Obona, Kufel, two in midfield, probably Souček and Noble, Fornells, Lingard, Bowen, Ben Rama. And that's where Ben Rama fits into it. So I'm hoping Cresswell comes back, and it is massive that Lingard's there. But yeah, we need bodies back at this club, mate, because we're running out of bodies at the minute. And it's hurting us.
Oh yeah, we definitely are. But the official from the West Ham Twitter page is saying Aaron is getting closer. We'll monitor it and see how he feels tomorrow, and we will make a decision. So I'd be surprised if we see him, but we will have to wait and see. Cal says, "Fair play, James. You did see the Newcastle game coming."
I did, mate. I did. I've followed West Ham a hell of a long time, and Jake's dad will know this. We just don't win at Newcastle. It's just one place we just do not win. It's like a fortress up there for us. We go up there and we win, a bit like Liverpool away. But we just don't win there either. Like we might get one win in about 25, 40 years or something. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I knew what was coming up there. The only positive you can take out the Newcastle game, and there is a positive in that, is how they fought back from with 10 men in the second half. Other than that, the first half was diabolical.
Yeah. Let's take some comments then. Let's go in. New t-shirt. Yeah, we had an absolutely fantastic delivery from the guys over at DT38. If I pan that back up, we got a couple of hats as well. There's one there and there's one there. Thanks to the guys over there. They came on and did a video about DT38 awareness about a week ago. Check that video out and check DT38 out. Absolutely fantastic. And the return of Declan Rice looks imminent, James. He was back running around the pitch. He was getting involved in training drills, and I don't think he's going to be available for Chelsea. But I think the game after we could see him.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Nothing would surprise me if he turns up and says, "Right, put me on the bench versus Chelsea." And what a sub that is to bring on. With 15 minutes to go, if we're winning the game and trying to hold the game, like, do you know what I mean? If he's running around and doing what he's doing, then yeah, mate. I've heard little snippets in the last 24, 48 hours that he's starting to sort of motor back his fitness.
Yeah.
And I think they all are because they know how big the next 6 games are for us, like in regards of
Yep.
the club's future. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's really good, really good.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, good to see him back on the training field and getting back involved again. So hopefully it won't be too long. So in terms of Chelsea, then, they sacked Frank Lampard, James. They bought Thomas Tuchel in, and everybody was surprised. Nobody, no Chelsea fan really supported the him coming in, but they've been in ruthless form, and they have took a dip in the last couple of weeks, losing to West Brom and drawing to Brighton a couple of days ago, but they still look really, really ruthless.
Yeah, yeah. What it is, they've gone under the radar. Chelsea. They're in a final of the FA Cup. They're in a semi-final of the Champions League, and they're fighting for the top 4. So, if you'd have asked any Chelsea fan when Lampard was in charge and the run they was on, where would they be, and what competitions would they still be in? They wouldn't have been able to tell you. Like he's come in, Thomas Tuchel, and he's done all right. I'll give him his due. He's done all right. He's nicked results. But then he'll do well, and then he'll throw in a curveball like a 0-0 or something, or a draw up in Leeds, like where or whatnot. So they're winning games and they're drawing. They're not losing many games, Chelsea, and that's a problem, like especially for us because we need to win on Saturday. But yeah, he's doing a good job. I thought the Lampard sacking was a bit too soon, in my opinion. I think what he had done last season should have given him money in the bank, and he didn't. But yeah, he's doing well, mate. Tuchel's doing well.
Yeah, yeah, he really is. We've got a DT38 hat here. Look, you can purchase them on the shop. I'm not going to put it on because I've got my headphones on and it makes life easier. But they are absolutely fantastic. You can check that out. James, I know you like wearing hats, and they're absolutely fantastic. Um,
Yeah,
um, but as we look at Chelsea, they bought in a lot of players. They bought in, they had their transfer ban, and they bought in a lot of players, and some of them Chelsea fans will say haven't worked. Timo Werner, but who do you fear from that Chelsea side?
Mount's playing well. Kai Havertz, is it? He's
Yeah,
decent. Who is it? Ziyech. He's a really good player. They're all good players. They're all top quality players. But the problem is they haven't played well this season because they just haven't played well. Do you know what I mean? They've been like under 2 different managers, 2 different ideas, and 2 different ways of playing football. So, but people could say they haven't played well, but they are in a final of a FA Cup and a semi-final of a Champions League. So, what more do these people sort of want?
yeah,
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. Obviously, Reece James is good for them on that, and Ben Chilwell on either flank, like the wing back positions and left back, right back. But yeah, I think with Chelsea, we need to get through their defence, and their centre halves are their weak point. You know what I mean? If we can get through them, then we've got a chance.
Mm. Oh we could see that. Because as you said, their defense is the weak point, and we can get at that if we play Lingard, Ben Rama with the interchanging links that hopefully we're going to see. We could be a force.
Yeah, yeah. For me, if we set up 5 at the back, we lose this game. Like, I don't want to see no 5 at the back against Chelsea. We need to win games. Like, at the end of the day, even if we draw this game, it would feel like a loss because 3 points. If we beat Chelsea, then it's a statement of intent. We've just beat one of our main rivals and took 3 points of them, and
Yeah.
they've got our games. So to me, these games, I'd rather win it, go for it and win, rather than not go for it and lose. And if we don't go for it and we sort of sit back and try and defend and hit them on the break, we might come unstuck. But I must admit, the second half against Newcastle gives me hope. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. Let's take some comments. Cal says Lampard should never have been with them in the first place. I think it was too early. I think fans would admit that. He also says, as someone who loves to watch Derby, he was never good enough for that job. Mount always plays well. Is Mr. Consistent. Pablo Fornals would have Reece James bowing down to him. Let's hope so. Let's hope we can
What
see that,
what
James.
what to do his laces up?
Yeah,
Nothing
maybe,
else. I know that.
maybe. Yeah.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, but we've got another guest coming on now. Also a West Ham fan. Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
Hello, guys. Right?
Yeah,
Hello, Jordan.
yeah, yeah. Not
Fine.
too bad. Overall, then, Jordan. Are you confident going into the game tomorrow, West Ham v Chelsea?
As confident as can be, I suppose. We're looking a
Mm,
bit shaky at the back at the minute.
yeah,
It's good to have Ogbonna back. Obviously, Dawson suspended. So it'll be interesting to see whether we go with a back five or a back four again. So, but and obviously no Rice as well. So I think we'll be all right going forward. I think it's how many we can keep out. To be honest, we have been leaking goals. We have been scoring goals, but I think we've been leaking goals a little bit too many in the last few weeks.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Manny says a much tougher team to break down now. Can't see us getting a win with Cresswell, Rice, and Antonio out.
That's optimism, isn't it?
That's
I
West
love
Ham
it.
fans
I love
for you.
it. I love it. Like, but what it is that nothing would surprise me if we beat Chelsea,
No.
because that's how we are. Like, we'll go to Newcastle and lose against a team who's 17th or 16th in the league, and then we'll play Chelsea who are flying high and end up turning them over. It's just the West Ham way. So
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's
it
what I think.
definitely is, and we all know that. But in terms of Chelsea, then Jordan, who are you fearing?
Um, I think most of their attacking players, to be honest, they've. It's not just the attack. I think it's the defence. They are keeping clean sheets under Thomas Tuchel. So with no Antonio, I really want Ben Rama to do well, but I just don't know if it's going to drop for him at the minute. But I think we need to keep an eye on, obviously, Mason Mount. You know, he's one of their top players.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more worried about players on the other end of the pitch, to be honest, because I don't mind. We've obviously been conceding goals, but Chelsea have been defending well. So, you know, and I think they got a good system at the back. So it's going to be interesting to see how we break that down, or if we can break them down.
Yeah, yeah. We haven't mentioned it, James, but Craig Dawson obviously a one game suspension. I think some fans will be happy about that. But
yeah,
I'm not.
it's
I
it's
think it's brilliant.
in one way, you got to look at it one way. His first game was the 29th of December against Southampton away. That was his first game for us in a claret and blue shirt. He's played every game since. He hasn't had a rest in the FA Cup or anything like that. So I just think he's run out of steam, in my opinion. Has he been good in the last 4 weeks? No, he's been terrible. And was that sending off last week diabolical for a professional footballer who's experienced as well? Yeah, really bad. But do you know what? It's what we need though, because all this five at the back stuff that we keep doing we keep conceding goals, and we're supposed to be five at the back, supposed to be better. It ain't. It's making us worse. So that's why the 4-2-3-1 is coming.
well, let's hope so. Jordan, what would you do at the back? Back four, back five? Who's playing? Because I mean, Cresswell probably isn't going to play. We know Dawson's out. Ogbonna getting back to fitness. He's got options. Moyes, what would you do?
I think I'd go with the back three. I'd start probably Balbuena, Ogbonna, and Diop. I think they're your best. I think you'd have the three centre backs, and then I know he's a bit of a debatable subject amongst West Ham fans, but I like Arthur Masuaku. Yeah, he lacks a little bit defensively, but he does work the channel well. And then stick Ben Johnson on the other side. Maybe I don't know, to be honest. It's a tough one. Depends how Chelsea set up. It depends what system they play, but I would go with a back three, and then have wing backs pushing on a bit more. It's just who we're going to play up top. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. James, you want to go forward at back? What would you do?
4-2-3-1, mate. Like,
Yeah.
we've done five at the back for the last 4 weeks. Like, it ain't worked, is it? We haven't conceded 10 goals. So, and I want us to go forward, mate. I can't have it that we keep sitting back because we're not good enough to keep defending these teams out. Like, do you know what I mean? We got away with it at Wolves. We got away with it at Leicester. we sort of got away with it at Arsenal to get a point out of the game, considering the second half we could have lost that game. And obviously last week we didn't get away with it. So we can't keep going down that route. Teams will figure that out and get through us and work like that. I want to see a 4-2-3-1. And the left-hand side is a problem. I agree. You've either got three options. You either try and get Cresswell back for this game and hopefully he's fit and go with him left back. You don't put Arthur there, mate. He can't defend. But what he does going forward, he does the opposite in defence, so he's no good. And Johnson, people will say he's done well for us. Yeah, he's done well, but he's a right-footed player on the left-hand side. It just don't work. So for me, that's an issue. That is a big problem there on that left-hand side. And yeah, I want us to go for these games. It seems like we're fifth in the league. We're joint fourth, but we've got to seize the moment. And if we are unlucky and we don't get it through going for it, then fair enough. Like we miss out because we're just not good enough. So yeah, 4-2-3-1 for me, mate, all day.
Yeah, so what are you doing with the defence then? I mean, if you go forward at back, Sufal on the right, two centre backs, what are you going for?
Well, it's all we got, mate. We got Kufal right back. We got Diop and Bonner because we've got no Dawson. Balbuena's halfway out the door, and then the left-hand side is the issue. And what do? Like, do you go Ben Johnson there and hope he puts in a really good performance because he's fit and he can play there, or do you rush Cresswell back? That's an issue, mate. Two in the middle. If it was me, I would look at it. Because Noble's played all right. I must admit, for all the criticism Noble's had over the last couple of weeks, he's done all right. Even at Newcastle, he's done all right. Noble and Souček in the middle, and then Fornells, Bowen, Lingard, and Benrahma. Benrahma. Well, I'm going to keep saying it. I want Benrahma to score a goal before the end of the season because I've had enough of these people keep slagging him off every week, saying he's not doing it. And the man's done 12 starts, 7 wins, 4 draws, and he's only lost 1 game. And that 1 game was at Liverpool at home. Right, so yeah. I'm like that. I'm like, please, Benrahma, do it for me tonight, or do it for me tomorrow, and next week, and next month. You know what I mean?
But talking about Benrahma, he runs at people, and we haven't had players like that in our team for a long time, and that's what Jesse Lingard's brought at the top of the goals. At least Benrahma runs at people, and yeah, he does make mistakes sometimes. He does give the ball away, but he's trying at least. I think as soon as he gets that first goal, I think that'll just hopefully, he can get a bit more confidence from that. But yeah, I don't get the slagging off of Benrahma. I think he's brilliant, to be honest.
Let's take some comments and let's see what you guys are going to do in the defence. Carol says our defence is generally has just been rubbish, so not only his fault, definitely just not Dawson's fault. Carol also says even with his faults, Masuaku adds more to our game over Johnson, but if it's a 4 at the back, it's going to be Johnson. Yeah, I completely agree. So this is what people asked for. I think this is what Kent asked for in the Newcastle game as well. Why don't we put Sufal on the back 3 and use Fredericks for the pace as the right wing back? I think that's an option. It just depends whether Moyes wants to be that adventurous or not. Fredericks has the run on Chilwell and Thiago all day. He does. Souček and Fornells in the middle because Fornells has been linked to Iniesta this week. And Scott's not here.
I know. Joe, what? I don't know who's paid for that news article, right? But Iniesta, mate. Iniesta was a Champions League winner, World Cup winner. Fornells is like lucky if he can string 3 or 4 passes together.
Oh,
do you know
God,
what I mean?
I'm just going to say it now. I'm one of the West Ham fans who doesn't see the hype with
yeah.
Fornells. He is the only player who's frustrated.
Spud me, Jordan. Spud me virtually, brother.
Yeah.
Because I am the exact same.
Anyway, so like when you go and watch, he's the only player who frustrates the hell out of me. I don't get what
he just he does the hard work, but then he just can't pass it to someone, can he? He does the hard work, get us on the pitch or whatever, and then just a simple pass, he just seems to let us down, and it's really frustrating.
I've done a thing on Hammer's
English game at all.
I've done a thing on Hammer's polls, right? And like I was doing like a show on Hammers Poles, like, and people were saying to me about Fornell, saying, "Oh yeah, but he's hard working. This hard working logic has got to stop." Like, and I've said that numerous times. I want my player to be. He should be hard working anyway. Do you know what I mean? He should be like, well, like he's getting paid enough. Like he should be proud to play for the shirt. And if you've got Suchek and Rice in there, we don't need multiple hard working players. I want the attackers to attack. You know what I mean? Really. So yeah.
Yeah, and Cal says James has finally found someone on his team.
Yeah, but careful. Jordan talks sense, mate. I can't be dealing with people who are saying that Fornells is the next Iniesta. That is just like, you know what I mean? Behave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But we'll move on then. Up the field. Now it's been heavily put out by you know who that Ben Rama is going to be given a chance. He will be freed tomorrow. That is the news. So reacting to that news, James, you must be buzzing as I am. If he gets a start tomorrow.
Well, he's played 30 minutes in 3 games. Like, he should be fit as a fiddle. Do you know what I mean? For me, yes. Like, this boy, he doesn't get the credit that he's due, in my opinion. He gets like shot down. Like the other week, he comes on against Newcastle, and people want him to turn into prime Messi. It doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. He needs confidence. He needs time to sort of progress in games. And the stats say it all, mate. And I will chuck stats out there: 7 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss from a starting position. I can't say no more. What he does, and what Jordan said, and he's bang on, is he takes people out the game, and he beats a few people, and he might pass it, but he opens up the space, and that's what he does very, very well. He needs a goal. He does need a goal so he can shut them all up, and that would help. But yeah, I want to see this boy play, and I know he can play.
If this is true, I'm just buzzing to see him because when somebody put it out and I read it, it's the first game he's had since Arsenal. Here he is, Scott. Just okay. My 20 seconds. How #free Ben Rama. He's still on the golf course, but he had to say it. #free Ben Rama. Just on my 20 seconds. How. I'm just excited to see him play, and as James says, I hope he puts in a fantastic performance to shut people up.
I really do, mate. Like, I can't stress it enough. And you wait until he does, because if he does do anything at the weekend, he scores a goal or makes a goal and all that, I'm straight on Twitter, I'm straight on social media, I'm saying like, just sit back down, because I've had what it is, Jay. I know it's a bit like I don't criticize someone if they're doing wrong, but don't criticize someone because he like. For the sake of criticising him, do you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't scored no goals, he's only made 4 assists. Like, just silly things, really. Like, he needs confidence, and once he gets that first goal, I believe he will get the confidence.
Yeah. Jordan, it's going to be good to see him if he does start, and let's hope he does, and he puts in a cracking performance.
I'm sure he will. I think if there's a game to do it, obviously every game is going to be tough between now and the end of the season, but I think our top 4 chances ride on this result of this game, I think, personally. So if there's an opportunity for him to sort of give himself a bit of extra motivation, not that he needs it because you can see he's trying, then I think he might. Whether he scores or not, I don't know, but I think I can see him getting an assist at least. I know Antonio's not playing, but the way him and Jesse link up, it's what we need in the team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I completely agree. Let's take some comments then. Me and James have talked about it enough together. I love Ben Rama, so I'm not on the side. He's Caffal's not on the side.
Get off that fence, Caffal. Get off that fence, lad. Honestly, that's what I'm going to say.
Mandy says we can't stop Benny against Newcastle, but we can against Chelsea. Well, it's David Moyes for you. It's David Moyes for you. Cahill says, I'd love him to come out all guns blazing and shut the haters up. I like it. And speaking of a man, here he is. Cahill, hope you're well.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
Are you off that fence, Cahill? Are you off that fence or what? You know
you can be on both sides, James. You know I am. We've had this conversation plenty of times.
Yeah, I'll put that fishing rod away. Don't worry about it.
Oh no. You know I want Benrahma playing. I say that every time. I say I want us to
Yeah.
go out. I just don't think Moyes will.
There we go.
I
Right.
think of it more realistically than what I want.
So, Caffel, thoughts on Chelsea tomorrow?
Oh, Jesus, I'm nervous for sure. I it's just one of those like we're always up for Chelsea. For some reason I just feel nervous about it.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think it's maybe just the state of our squad right now and just the time of the season. But it just bloody go for it anyway. Like it's the perfect time to be playing them. They've so much fish to fry right now. They've a lot of sort of other things to be thinking about. Just bloody go at them.
oh yeah, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. Who do you fear then? I mean, they've got some players, they've got some money's worth there, that's for sure. But who are you fearing?
Mount is always he's always consistent. He's always a 6 or 7 out of 10. Um, it'd be
Mm,
typical for someone like Werner to score against us. Like that'd be typical for him to come on form against a team like us. But because
yeah,
he gets into positions all day long, he can't finish. He needs around 5 shots to score a goal. That's the problem. But
yeah.
Kai Havertz is very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've a class squad. In fairness to them.
Yeah, they've got some really good players in there. But before we go any further, I'd like you to please subscribe if you're new. And we've got him in. One more subscriber to make it to 300 subscribers.
Is
Hammers
it going to be
polled
Hammers, Poles, and Forged on the same day? We'll have a picking
with the
party. So we
hippo.
will.
With the hippo. James. Are you gonna participate in the hippo gate?
I shall be there with my bundle of hay and some milk or something. or whatever hippos eat. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Few
But
pints of milk.
yeah, it'll be all good. It's all good,
Yeah.
mate. I mean,
Yeah. Jordan, if I come to you then, Bonner's he's looked quite well last week. Let's just say he was not even 75% there, was he? Do you think this week that he can come back and you know, oh, there's a bit of is that just me? Is that me? Oh well, I think that's Jordan there. Jordan, could you come? But can you come out and come back in? There's a bit of background noise there.
yeah.
Right, James. I'll
Come
ask
at
that to
me.
you. Yeah, I'll ask that to you
Yeah.
then. So
Yeah.
Ogbonna, you look about 75% fit. Do you think the week on the training ground and he's going to be fit? Do you think? Let's hope that he's better than he was against Newcastle. To be fair, he didn't make an individual error.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the problem was with Newcastle, we had three centre halves who were all trying to go into the same positions, and that was a bit of a problem. You had
Yeah.
three players who are naturally they go in a 4, they don't go in a 5, and basically when you got that with Criswell, also they're all right-footed, so there's none of them are left-footed. So yeah, I think Obama's fine, mate. Nothing to worry about with him. He didn't play bad. It's just that we just couldn't defend it, and I think we was just knackered in the end. Like we was just trying so hard to keep in the game, and then in the end, I think I just run out of steam. And but I will say one thing: if he goes to a 4, this will see if the defensive capabilities how we've been over the last sort of month, if it is Craig Dawson or if it is Diop. Because if he goes in with Diop, then and we play well, then Dawson sort of run out of steam towards the end, so to speak.
I
Yeah.
think they're both a bit dodgy at the back. In fairness to them.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Simon, evening also on the golf course. You and Scott are both on the golf course tonight. Just finishing up your superb rounds, I'm sure, guys. But as we move on, just before we do predictions, then we've talked about Benrahma and all of that, and it's really positive if he does start tomorrow. But how do we think the game's going to pan out? Cathal, I'm going to put it to you first. Do you expect us to sit back, play 5 at the back? What are you thinking?
problem with Chelsea is they seem to play 5 at the back as well. So that
Yeah.
kind of limits our options. But at our best, we play counter-attacking football. You can't play counter-attacking football against a team like Newcastle because they play the way we try to play. We play with around 30 to 40% possession at most, and Newcastle were doing that to us. Like even when we play teams like Sheffield, we don't have most of the ball a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So we need to let them fanny about with it all they want. Let them do their shtick. Well, hopefully we'll be solid enough at the back with someone like Ogbonna there leading it, that they can't just penetrate us easily and get through. But yeah, we just need to do what we did in every game before bloody Newcastle. We just need to counter attack, stay solid, be organized, because a lot of the goals have been coming from individual errors. So it's not like the team has just been bad in general. A lot of it's coming from individual errors. So we just need to keep it solid and catch them on the break.
Yeah, that sounds like David Moyes there. David Moyes is in the changing room. That's what David Moyes is telling the players. But James, you're itching to say something there. What are you gonna say?
Catherine said we've got to do what we've done before the Newcastle game. We conceded 7 goals. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see that. I want to see a boring 1-0 win.
As many goals as we want once we win, James. Concede
Well,
as many goals as we want once we win.
Breaking news! Hammers Pulse has hit 300 subscribers.
Yeah.
Get the party poppers, get it all up.
Listen, I will say live on here right now before I give my prediction that Mazawaku is the greatest player ever if we get to 500. But keep going. But listen, yeah, it's a big game, mate. It's a big game, and what we have got to do, we've got to be tight, we've got to be resolute, and we've got to be on the ball with Chelsea all day long. But I will say one thing. Brighton on Tuesday night played really well against them and had numerous chances. If Brighton took their chances, Chelsea would have lost that game. And we've got better players than Brighton, in my opinion. So to me,
but we don't play like Brighton though. That's the thing. We might have 5 or 6 shots in a match. They'll have 5 or 6 shots every minute.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if Ben Rama, Lingard's playing, Bowen's playing, that's good enough for me. If them three are when people say, "Well, we're losing players," right? If we lost Lingard, then I could say, you know what, it's not over yet. It's not over. And to me, I knew what was going to happen last week at Newcastle because I've been a West Ham fan for a hell of a long time, and I know how we work when we go up to Newcastle. Right, we just don't win there. But Chelsea are never around. London derby, big game. Don't forget another thing. There's going to be incentive this game and all because of the Big Six thing. They ain't going to want to lay down and let Chelsea come in there and roll us over, right? And it has affected the Big Six. Tottenham got away with it. Manchester City got away with it. Liverpool drew. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea drew. So let's not get worried about Chelsea. Let Chelsea worry about us. As long as we've got a left back at the club who can go in that left back position, I fancy us to win. I really do because I know we'll be up for it.
I like it, James. I like it.
We have a left back. That's the problem. I don't think we do.
But let's have a look at this then. Look at this. 300 subscribers over on Hammers Pulse. Thank you very much to the 300th subscriber. And James has now, I mean, you did it a minute ago, but I can give you full screen. You've got to praise King Arthur. I'm going to clip it, put it on Twitter. Praise that man.
I said it after 500. I said it after 500, not 300. I'll say I will say after 500, you can clip it and you can share it worldwide, mate. But 300, I'll just say Arthur Mazawaku is a footballer at West Ham at the minute. That's what I will say. If it goes to 500, then I will say Mazawaku is the greatest player to ever come out of Congo. You know what I mean? 100%. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oh dear, #4nows Hammer of the Year. But we're gonna go into predictions now. I keep forgetting to do it, but I'm gonna make a special little mini clip to go before we do the predictions. I'm gonna do that soon. But predictions, just imagine like a nice fan singing "I'm for Blown Bell" with predictions up on the screen. Caffel, to you, what is your prediction?
All I'm gonna say is 3-2. I don't know who to, but 3-2.
Well, it is. it's a very good prediction because what is it? The last 4 games have been. Here he is. Wally's here. Wally's here. Praise Fredericks for 300. Then James. Wally, hope you're well. Come on if you want. There's the link.
Mate, listen, if it gets to 1,000, I'll say that Fredericks is the greatest player to ever play in the West Ham shirt.
Wally, Wally, come and sing your praises for Fredericks. The link's in the chat. Oh, this is not nice on James. You know, he's having to praise players that he really thinks can't defend. He can't stand.
100%.
Yeah, all good. But yeah, 3-2. I mean, it's last 4 games have been 3-2. It's a very decent prediction. But James, you can't sit on 3-2 now. What are you going for?
I think it's going to be tight. I do think it'll be tight. I don't think it'll be as open as the last games are. I'm going to say a 2-1, mate. I think Chelsea will score, but I think it'll be very similar to the Tottenham game. We'll get a goal, then we get another goal, and then they will score one. Then we'll be defending for our lives. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's 2-1. But if we can get to half time leading or drawing, we've got a chance, and that's what I want to see.
If it's going to be like that one, James.
Yeah,
may get them ordered for tomorrow.
You can't. Like, if we can get over the line this game, then we are 5 games away from Champions League, in my opinion. And 4 of them games are very winnable, and Everton's a bit hit and miss. You just don't know what Everton turns up. So, yeah, 2-1 for me.
Yeah, but we'll be back in just a moment. Check out Canning Town Lane, the link in the description, and James will be asked to praise even more West Ham players that you don't think can defend. See you in a minute. Canning Town Len is your best place to buy custom portraits that you can buy on the internet. Canning Town Len does animated portraits like this one he did for me up here. They are absolutely fantastic and I couldn't recommend them enough. So just some ones that he did for me. I've got this one here outside the London Stadium. I mean, it looks just like me, really. The best possible kind of animated portrait, kind of animated cartoon kind of picture I could hope for, really. They're absolutely amazing and they are so realistic, look exactly like me, and they are very good to buy. So make sure you do click the link in the description down below to buy a portrait from Canning Town Len. I'd highly recommend them. Click the link in the description down below. He does animated portraits, non-West Ham related, West Ham related, lots of different backgrounds, any shirt, any background. You can basically customize it to your absolute kind of needs and what you exactly want. So click the link in the description down below to check out Canning Town Len. Come on, your ends. And we're back, I think. There we go as well. Mike is here. Mike, how are you?
Yeah, great, mate. A bit late home from work, I'm afraid. A few technical problems.
Training the lads for the game tomorrow, huh, Moisey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, Mike. Just before I ask you your thoughts, let's take the comments. Amos Paul says if we get to 1,000, James has promised to buy a Fredericks shirt with Fredericks on the back. See,
mate,
that's
pain. That is pain, Jake. I'm telling you, that's like Yarmolenko.
That's like him having a Yarmolenko.
I know. Yeah, that is quality. But tough. Yeah, Wally says that'll be the second shirt they've ever sold. You know, one to Wally, one to James. But to you, Mike, massive game. But what's your thoughts?
Oh, huge, mate. This is a big one, isn't it? I think after this, the rest of them are winnable. You know, I really think they are winnable. The rest of them. This one's tough. I'm not saying we're not going to win this one. I think, I've watched Chelsea in the last couple of games, and I think we can score goals against them. I really do. Lingard's on fire, and if we've got the players back that we're hoping to get back, I'm confident we can scrape a win in it. I really am. But it is a massive, massive game, and we need a couple of the lads back. We've seen pictures of Rice in training. So that hopefully gives the lads a bit of a boost as well. So I'm looking forward to it actually.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird, isn't it? We're normally this time of the season, we're all sat there chewing our fingernails, you know, we're gonna get enough points to stay up or whatever. This is a different kind of chewing your fingernails, isn't it? Because, you know, I think we'll be gutted if we don't get at least a Europa League place. And
Yeah.
I keep saying it, but I just love us to be in with a chance come that last game of getting still a top 4. It would be great. And the games have got to come. We can be. Just hopefully we can come through this one and get something out of this game.
Yeah. James, you say something there?
I agree, mate. I do. I really agree with Mike. And it is tough. Like, this one is the toughest one out the lot.
Yeah.
And Chelsea ain't the well beater Chelsea that we have all seen before. They play a lot of games and all. Like, they play a lot of games in a short space of time, and they've got a big game Tuesday or Wednesday next week against Real Madrid. And if someone said to them right now, would they care about West Ham at the minute? All right, when they've got Real Madrid on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, and let's be honest, if they could get past Real Madrid, they've got a good chance of winning it. Like, then like, I just think what Mike was saying about Rice and everything, it's important, and I don't want the season to filter out into nothing. That's the one thing I fear. Like, I fear that we're setting up so defensively in games that we're scared to go for it and win it, and we'll just settle for the point. And in the end, we're going to run out of points. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather us just go for it, because we ain't going to lose nothing, even if we win or lose. Do you know what I mean? No. So, yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Cathal, then, it's a good point made. Do you think that we're perhaps scared to go out at Moyes a little bit in the last few weeks? Scared to go out there and just go for it and just
Oh, 100%. The without Rice there, that's going to completely change the game plan, because he is so solid and has so much legs to cover everything. Like, when our ideal team would probably have Rice, would obviously have Rice in the middle, and it'd probably have Cresswell there. But Cresswell goes on his bomb and runs forward or puts balls in. Rice sits in the defensive position. We don't lose a defender when Rice is there. He moved from the midfield into the left back to the left centre back role, and we don't have that anymore. So we have to be a lot more cautious. That one player is such a huge miss, and as well as Noble's been playing, he isn't the same type of player as Rice. So it's not going to have as much impact for the squad. So at the best of bloody times, Moyes is afraid to attack. So what's he going to be doing at the worst of times?
It's a massive couple of games. But one key player for you then, Mike, looking at the Chelsea side, who are you fearing, and one key player for them?
Well, I know it sounds stupid because he's done nothing much all season, but Werner, because of his out and out pace, I'm afraid. But I've watched him so many times this year. Squander good chances. I mean, when they beat us 3-0, that ball he put across was a scuffed ball that was lucky enough to land. I can't remember who it was to, and they converted it, and he got an assist out of that. But I mean, that's the one I fear, because sooner or later he's going to start clicking, this guy. And let's just hope it ain't Saturday.
It would be a typical West Ham thing, wouldn't it? That is for sure. But I haven't asked this question. James, put it to you first. Who should Chelsea fear looking at our team? I mean, the obvious one, Jesse Lingard. But if you look past Jesse Lingard, who do you think they should fear? Because we haven't done it at set pieces in the last few weeks, mainly because we haven't had the set pieces. Do you think that, or what are you thinking?
I think Bowen Lingard as a combination. Now, if you chuck Ben Rama in there, you've got a 3-man attack that, let's be honest, we'd all be going, you know what, we'll have a bit of that. Like, that's pace, either flank, that's people running at people. That's what I want to see at West Ham. I think Cathal is important in this game and all. And he is important. If Cathal does a top performance, we play well. And he's very rarely this season, if any game this season, he's played bad. And for me, he's got to be up there. Souček's got to play well. But I'm not going to say one player. I'm going to say like a combination of Lingard and Bowen. Because I know them two will definitely play. And if them two play, if they can click like Ben Rama and Lingard have, then we've got a great counter-attacking threat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, we definitely could. But Cahill, are you thinking just one player, or do you think we could come together as a team and put in a proper team
Nah,
performance
we're
tomorrow?
not a one player team. We're an absolute unit of a team. Like everyone has each other's backs. They all fight for each other. That's why we are where we are. We don't rely on one player having a masterclass, and we're lucky enough that Lingard's come in and been having games like that where he's just, you can't stop him. But that's not what we've been the last year, even since before Lingard came, before this season even started. Whenever the COVID happened, Moyes rallied the troops and completely changed everything. And it's
Yeah.
we're a squad. We're horrible to play against. We're just solid. We're not afraid to kick someone. Like that's been missing in the game in the last few years. There's not a lot of teams like, I wouldn't say we're Burnley-esque, but we're closer to them than we are to a team like Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But the last thing I'm going to ask before we wrap it up is to you, Mike, and your prediction.
My prediction is we're going to win 2-1.
Oh, you've gone with James. You've gone with James.
Oh, mate.
Another
Yeah,
person in the James fan club.
Being
See,
abandoned here.
look,
What are you doing,
David,
Mike?
We've got a
in
big
David Moyes, I trust. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that is David Moyes. No, I forgot David Moyes is joining
mate.
us. David Moyes is joining us. Who's going to score for you, Mike?
I fancy Bowen to get one again. Bowen and Lingard.
Oh, big quality. It would be quality. And, my first prediction was 3-2. My second one was 2-1. So I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0.
I'm going to go 2-0. I think Lingard will score. And I think that man, Sai Benrahma, will score, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. If he starts, he scores. Thank you very much.
That's the first time that's been heard, Jake.
Oh, I know. That is the first time I've said that on this show. That is the first time. Dad's going 1-1. He's going conservative. Not going for a win. Very conservative there. Very, very good. But thank you very much to all of our guests. Thank you to James for staying with me the whole way through. Cahill, Moisey down
Cheers.
the bottom, and Jordan that came on earlier. But before we go, we've had a fantastic response to the West Ham Clips Q&A yesterday. That was absolutely fantastic. We got up to 30 people in the Premier chat, and it's had nearly 600 views. So if you haven't, please go and check that video out. I will link it in the chat. Please go and check that out. Fantastic video, and thank you very much to Clips. Got up a few subscribers as well. Yeah, let's get the Clips video up to 600 as it's put perfectly here. Yeah, so I'll put the link into the chat if you want to go and watch that and go and see. Oh, here he is. Just before we wrap it up, here he is, the Fredericks lover. It's Wally. Wally, how are you? Oh, Wally, can you hear us?
No.
On mute.
Oh no! Oh God!
He's on mute.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you can hear me. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just as we were wrapping it up, you came in. So thoughts,
Yeah.
West Ham versus Chelsea. What you thinking?
Well, I'm afraid I've got bad news. I think we're going to lose 2-0, unfortunately, unless there's only one man that can save us. We got to put Fredericks on with the pace, neutralize Mount and Pulisic and the speedy players.
Unbelievable, mate. The only thing Fredericks is good for is like sitting on the bench and keeping it warm for someone else.
Oh, that's it. What's it?
That's
Look at
right,
him.
mate.
He's there. He's there.
Oh, mate.
1,000
Mate.
subscribers. This is you.
Oh, mate. Oh,
Subscribers,
mate. I know it's all love and all that, but that is just like, you must know someone called Fredericks. That's all I'm going to say. You must know someone called Fredericks, like Steve Fredericks or something, because there's no way you've got a Ryan Fredericks top there. It can't be.
He just loves Ryan Fredericks. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Love
ask
that
you two. I'm going to ask you three questions. I'll give you the first one first. Why do you love Ryan Fredericks so much? Tell us.
It is because he is so fast. I mean, I posted on Twitter last week before the Newcastle game a clip of him. St. Maximum was free the last time we played them in October. He was free. He was heading towards the goal, and suddenly Ryan Fredericks shoots up, catches him, neutralizes him. So, and I don't know why they didn't start him against Newcastle. Instead, we had Dawson, give a blinder against him and get thrown out of the game. So, yes. So I guess it's his pace, his exciting pace that I love him.
Yeah. This is James' ultimate nightmare. Fredericks one side and Arthur Masuaku the
Oh,
other.
mate, don't do it to me. I've had 6 years of Arthur, and I've had about 3 or 4 with Fredericks. Please, no. I love it. I love it when he says about the pace. We might as well go and sign Usain Bolt up because he can do a better job from Perth Glory than Fredericks. You know what I mean? But it's all love. It's all love, man. All love.
And your prediction, Wally?
Well, like I said, it's 2-0 Chelsea, unless we start Fredericks, and I believe then it'll be 2-1 to us.
You know
Just change
what's going to happen, don't
that.
you? You know what's going to happen? Fredericks is going to come on and score the winner, mate. I swear, if he scores the winner, I'm emigrating to New Zealand. Where's the goal?
One of the times he came on in the 90th minute a couple of months ago, what happened? He came on, he scored right away.
I tell you what. What I'm gonna say is, if Fredericks gets the winner, Wally, I'm getting you on this review because you are gonna be bouncing off the walls. That is for sure. And I'm gonna get James on as well to do exactly what he's doing there.
I'll be bouncing off the walls if anyone scores a winner.
Oh, well, right. All right. Well, we're all gonna come on, and Wally's gonna celebrate. James is gonna eat his humble pie, and it'll be all good. Right. Any last words, guys, about the game tomorrow? About Fredericks, about Masuaku, whatever.
No, it's an important game tomorrow. For me personally, I think, and I do believe we'll do well tomorrow because we always do well against Chelsea. It's a big game. What's happening this week is going to boost these players up, and they know it. And they've had a week's rest and all, so they're all fully fit, raring to go. And yeah, I've got faith in the boys. I didn't have faith last week, and I said it. Newcastle, tough game. I know what they're like when they go up to that place. They just don't win. But this one, I've got faith in them. I had faith in them against Leicester, and I've got them faith here. And yeah, I believe they'll do the job tomorrow. And I just want to thank Jake for helping get the subscribers up on Amazon polls. It's been hard work, and any help is good help, in my opinion. And yeah, top lad, and he's getting a Christmas present at Christmas.
Thank you very much. 4-1 West Stanley. We're going all out. Amos Poles is going all out. But Carol, Mike, Wally, any last words?
Hey,
I'm all right. Yeah.
Got to be positive, man. We just got to go for this. We've got nothing to lose. We just got to get out there and give it our best shot because, if we do lose this, we're looking at Europa League at best. I think, totally, honestly. Yeah. But if we get something out of this game, we're still in the hunt, and we just got to go for it. There's nothing to lose. We didn't expect to be here, man for man on paper. They should beat us every time, but football ain't played on paper; it's played on grass. So,
I love it.
Go on, Moisey.
We're going to do
the motivational speeches there. So what I'm going to do?
Ready for the speech tomorrow.
I'm going to hit end broadcast as soon as Wally finishes his one fact about Ryan Fredericks that everybody will love. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, and over to Wally to end the show.
2019, May the 5th, Ryan Fredericks' last match with a 10 out of 10. Last time in over a decade a defenseman did that in the whole Premier League. What a fact.
Oh my God. Oh my God. 2 years ago. 2.
I will leave it there. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.